Today we're going to talk about slice, creating a solid and then slicing it into pieces. This might help you correct a drawing or enable you to draw a little faster. Let's start with a triangle, or excuse me, a rectangle. We'll get into a southwesterly view and we'll extrude this object. Doesn't really matter how tall, we just need a solid. So we have a solid. Let's say I want to slice this object like hot dog style lengthways right through the center. That way I'd have two solids. I can type in the word slice in the command line, enter, and the command line says select an object. Select my object, right click, and if you look in the command line, it shows you a lot of different options on how to slice, and the default is using 3 points, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to use 3 points at the moment. So if I want the default, if I want to slice an object using 3 points, I'm going to press enter. It's going to ask me for the 3 points I want. Well, this midpoint, and this far midpoint would be the 3 points I would use to create a slicing plane. Remember, a line has 2 points, but a plane has 3 points. We need 3 points to create the slicing plane. So if I click here, and then up here, and across here, the command line's asking me now, do I want to keep both sides of the slice, or do I want to eliminate one side? Right now, we're going to keep both sides of the slicing plane. So notice both is the default. So if I press enter, we've just divided that object into 2 solids. If we were to make an object one color, you can kind of see the difference when we go into that conceptual style. Okay, so we just sliced it using 3 points. Let's undo. Let's come back to just our solid object. I want to slice it the opposite way now. I want to slice it right across the middle widthwise, across the width. I would type in slice. Select my object, right click, take the default. Remember, you got to press enter. Take the default because you're going to use 3 points. And if I were to choose this midpoint, this one, and this one, B enter, keep both sides of the slice, or just press enter, either way, we're going to have 2 solids. Okay, let's undo. Let's slice a third time now. This object, right click. And I want to make a wedge. I want to slice the object diagonally from this corner up to this corner. I'm still going to use 3 points, so I press enter. First point, second point, and if I pick this third point down here, keep both sides of the slice, yes, enter. I've just created 2 solids using 3 points, but we just sliced it on an angle. Okay, so one way of slicing is to use 3 points. Another way of slicing an object is to use the UCS icon, right? X, Y, and Z. If we looked at our solid, you know, this edge would be considered our x-axis. This edge here would be considered our y-axis, and this edge coming up vertically would be considered our z-axis. So we can slice an object using the UCS icon. For instance, the first way we sliced, remember, was hot dog style, right, through the solid. That's the same as slicing on the ZX plane, because we want to travel across the X plane, yes, but we also need to continue the plane in the Z-axis as well. ZX would slice it hot dog style, so we type in slice. Select the object, right click. Notice in the command line there's many ways of slicing. One of them here says ZX. So I type in ZX, enter. All I need to do is pick a point anywhere on the object and it will create a slicing plane at that point on the ZX plane. Click. Keep both sides, yes, enter. We've just sliced it in half, just using the UCS icon to help us do it. Let's undo. Let's slice again. This object. But this time I want to slice across the width of the object. Well, isn't that the YZ plane? We still need to come up on the Z, but we need to come over on the Y as well. YZ. So I type in YZ, enter, pick a point, keep both sides, and we've just created two solids using the YZ plane. So the question is, can you use the UCS icon to cut the solid diagonally? And someday we will be able to do that. But I hope you understand, since the UCS icon is parallel and perpendicular to our paper, to cut something diagonally on an angle, we're going to have to use 3 points, the way we talked about earlier. So there's two ways, right? We can use 3 points to slice something, or we can use the help of the UCS icon. And we're going to talk about the UCS icon and do a little more with that. Okay, good luck.